When you hear what I've got to say, I'm sure you won't be able to turn your head away.
What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of The Concrete, episode 12. We have another special guest. Like this guest right here, I seen him grind. I seen him come up. I basically seen his whole process. So you feel me? I'm a witness to it. Stanley Bazz Davis Jr. Come through. Appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, you feel me? If the people don't know you, you feel me? Let them know who you are, man.
Stanley Davis, man. Stanley Davis Jr. to be exact. Born and raised Chester, Pennsylvania. Come from the grind, like he said. Just born and raised in Chester, Pennsylvania. Just doing what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. All right, we're going to get into details soon. But I always like to start the podcast off with an icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I'm going to start off with something a little bit different. Like, I know me, when I was younger, my favorite cartoon was Scooby-Doo. Like, what was your favorite cartoon growing up?
See, I was a different type of kid. A lot of people say the Boondocks, Family Guy, all that. Nah, I fool with Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, okay, that's
Phineas
different.
and Ferb, because they was creative. You feel me? Every day was summer for them. They created something totally different. They used their minds, and I like to use my mind when I was a child. So Phineas and Ferb.
Right, that's tough. That's different. All right, you said you from Chester, PA, but as far as your upbringing, like, how was your upbringing growing up in Chester?
I would call it a balanced lifestyle. As far as my mom raised me in church, she kept me in church, and my dad was more so the street wave. So I had a balance. I was growing up as a church boy, but then again, I had that toughness on the streets. I was born and raised in, they call it City Grill. This is like the middle town of Chester. But I had a great balance, I would say.
Right. And as far as in your family, like, who inspired you in your family? Like, something had to give you your grind and your passion. You had to see somebody, but I know you said you got different aspects. You got your mom and your dad, but who you think gave you that, like, you feel me, that passion that, you feel me, that you grew up and got inspired by?
I wouldn't really call it inspired by a person, but just seeing the struggle, like just in my family. I want to just point out one person. It was multiple.
Right.
It was multiple. So like seeing the struggle, I always wanted to be better than that. Be better than what I seen. Be way better than what I experienced.
Right.
So it was just basically off experience and seeing things.
Got you. So you said nobody inspired you, like, you feel me? Basically, you said everybody inspired you as a whole and just seeing different experience, but outside of your family, everybody got that one person, like you. Who is that guy or that person that you like, man? If I can get to be as close as possible to him, I might got a chance. That type person.
All right, so I'm gonna break it down. Attitude-wise, Russell Westbrook.
Dog.
A lot of people see Russell Westbrook and they like, I don't like his attitude. I don't like what he say, what he do.
Mm-hmm.
But some people, you gotta understand where, like you said, where people come from. It's not about what they say and how they say it. It's about how they express themselves and the passion for the game.
Right.
So attitude-wise, Russell Westbrook. Passion-wise, once again, I would give it to Russell Westbrook, man. He's just motivational, and he's two different people on and off the court.
Right.
So it's not what you see Westbrook do on the court. It's not what he does.
Different person.
Yeah, it is not what he do off the court. Right. So I would give it to Russell Westbrook.
And I definitely feel you. Like, Westbrook, he one of those people that just misunderstood.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
What he got, you can't teach.
For sure.
It's a reason he that way.
For sure.
So as far as like playing sports growing up, like I knew you, but like what other sports did you play growing up? They don't know. Like you this basketball, but you was actually good at another sport for some time.
Football, man.
Yeah.
Football. I really, my first sport was football. I was a real aggressive kid. Just like I would, that was another outlet for anger. So I just used to like hitting people. I was never the touchdown, score this, interception that. I just love hitting. So football is my first sport. So yeah.
Right, that's how you became an athlete, man.
Exactly.
So as far as growing up, like, what was your dreams growing up? Because I know, like, in Chester, everybody got some type of hoop dreams or something like that, but you had a little bit different. Like, you had you feel me, both parents in the home, so you can't only just play sports.
Exactly.
So other than that, what was your dreams?
Growing up, my mom instilled schooling me. It was school, so summertime is like a break from school. No, not with her. We had to do summer reading, and it wasn't no books with pictures. It was books with words you had to read and learn. That's what my vocabulary is not the same. So she made us do summer reading. So school was the first thing, was the exact first thing, because without school you wouldn't be able to get to college because you still need the SAT scores and test scores and all that stuff. So school was the first thing. That was my first focus because of my mother.
Yeah, right. And for us around here, like, that's not, like, we don't focus on that enough. Everybody got the talent, but it takes more than the talent to get to the next level and show the world your dreams and your talents. Like, it's not only about basketball, and that's what we gotta realize around here. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do off the court too. So as far as, like, what made you choose, like, Morgan State University? Like, you feel me, on the MEAC, what made you go there?
So believe it or not, my first offer was Fairleigh Dickinson in New Jersey. So that was like, I wouldn't call it a slip up, but my SAT scores was 20 points off. So they took away my scholarship. I had to decommit, and lo and behold, it was a playoff game. We were playing Academy Park. The Morgan State head coach, Todd Bozen, at the time, he was at the game, and me not knowing, I was just playing my game, just knowing what I had to do. We ended up getting a win in a close game. He came up to me, he offered me a full scholarship right then and there in front of my mom and dad. And at the time, during my senior year, it was almost that time to make a decision. So I really didn't have no other D1 options, and my dream was to go D1 when I got in high school. So I took that chance, I took that opportunity, and I made it what it was.
Right. As you should. Like, that's what you gotta do. Any opportunity you get, just like you said, another opportunity fell through. You ain't give up, you ain't do none of that stuff, and look how it came. Like, they came and approached you with your family, so that just show you was putting in work.
Yes, sir.
So as far as, like, high school, college, and now you playing international basketball as a pro, like, what you think, describe the difference. Describe the Bazz high school, describe the Bazz in college, and describe the Bazz now.
High school Bazz coming in, I played my freshman year. I played my sophomore year, I played JV. My 11th grade and 12th grade year, that's when I really started to play varsity. So I would call that waiting my turn, taking my opportunity as it is. So high school Bazz, I was really just finding out who I was on the court. I always wanted to be a finesse player and stuff like that, but high school Bazz was a growing Bazz. When I got to college, I had to find my way again. My freshman year, I sat a lot. My coach was one of those coaches where as though he don't care who you were or where you came from. You going to learn the system, and then you going to go that way. So my freshman year was a rough one. My sophomore year was a rough one. Once again, my junior year was in high school is like 11th and 12th grade. So my junior year, that's when I started to take off. That's when I really focused in. I locked in. I said, you didn't come to college for nothing. You didn't work this hard for nothing. So you got to make something out of it. And I knew I wanted to be a pro. So once I got to my senior year in college, that's when I turned it up. That was the Bazz where I told myself, it's either pro or go back to Chester and be nothing. And that was nothing. Nothing was going to stop me from being a pro. So college senior year Bazz, that's when I really turned myself up. Pro Bazz, oh man, Pro Bazz a different story. That's a grinder, a self-grinder, self-motivator. I never, ever let myself get big-headed. I always stay humble. That's the Pro Bazz.
Right. As you should, and I definitely see that, though. Like, you waited your turn. I said I seen it. I seen you wait your turn. I seen you go through your ups and downs of how things go. And also, being from Chester, people don't know how tough of a city is, especially when you play sports.
Exactly.
So, as far as this tough city, like, what are some bad things you heard about your game, and how did you get through it? Like, motivation, because everybody play basketball here, but it's levels.
Very much so.
You feel me? And in the Chester, at some point you reach that level where you gain respected by everybody. So what motivated you to get to this level?
So motivation purposes, I'm never motivated by good news, I want to say. Saying like, yeah, you nice and this and that. I'm more motivated by, yo, young boy, you phony. You not like that. It's more of a negative input into my motivation. So I mean, probably the craziest thing I ever heard growing up playing basketball in Chester was, I'm not good enough. You're not gonna make it. You too little. You too small. You not built for this. And I think I was in 10th grade when I heard that. And once again, going into my 11th grade year, that's when I told myself, man, listen, you gonna have to make people earn the respect. Like they gonna have to respect you. You can't go out and look for respect because people just not gonna give it to you. So it was just within myself, put that work in.
Right.
And just,
especially here, it's definitely earned. Like, you feel me? Like, people don't understand how hard it is coming from here and like that, the whole basketball world here. Like, once you start and then you don't get to the level where everybody, it's just like, dang, like I just, like, that's what we do here.
Exactly.
So it just feels kind of like just what you said, constructive criticism. Like, you feel me? That's your motivation. You feel me? And I feel like I'm the same way. Like, constructive criticism, I can take it. I'd rather that than you tell me I'm doing good, because
it's gonna help you grow.
Exactly.
It's gonna help you grow as a person, first thing.
Exactly.
And then as an athlete, it's just motivation purposes, man. It's just that easy.
Right. And how did you feel when you finally got your pro opportunity? Because like when you was coming out, like you ain't have like the looks that you thought you wanted and stuff like that. But now you got to this point. How does it feel? Like you're actually a pro now. Like all your hard work and everything actually starting to pay off.
So people may not know, coming out my senior year was the COVID year. That was really the beginning of COVID. I didn't even get to play in my conference tournament. We got sent home. So it was a hard year for me. I was literally home for a whole year waiting for an opportunity, my first opportunity. So the mental aspect, it was just like, when am I going to get this opportunity? I had to keep telling myself, just keep working, it's going to come. And then I'm a strong believer in the man upstairs. So I put my trust in God, put my trust in my hard work. And once I got that call to go to Albania, I said, I'm taking it. I don't care where it's at. I don't care how much they pay. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to use that opportunity, just like I did going into college. I'm going to use that opportunity, and I'm going to make a platform for myself. So just actually becoming a pro, I don't think it really hit me. I'm just a basketball player. I just play basketball. I never overthink it. I never do too much. So being a pro, I guess it's good to other people, but to me, it's just something I work for.
One thing about it, I can say, looking from the inside out, or looking from the outside in, like, it ain't pros. You know a pro when you see a pro. Like basketball, just like we saying, it's just basketball, but you know the difference between when a pro hop on the court or people that's not pros. You see the difference. Even like anything, you see you see how they carry
their approach.
Their approach to it. You feel me? So you definitely know, and I definitely feel like now you feel as though you're in your mode. All right, so your rookie season in Albania, man, you tried to start it off with a little, you feel me, a little Bazz to it. So you average 18 points, 3.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, shooting 43% from the three. Your rookie season, how did that come? Like, where do you think you end? Where do you think you needed to prove? Like,
so going into that, I was locked in. Like, going overseas, first of all, I'm not going over 24-hour flight just to go over there and BS. I'm not doing none of that. So when I went over there, I was locked in. I literally I put myself on a schedule. Work out in the morning, go to practice, eat, go to my room, go back to practice, eat, lay down, repeat. I repeated that for 5 months. So just going into that approach, I told myself, you're not over here to play around. So I just put in my hard work. I put it on the court and just did what I had to do. So I just made sure I was consistent with it. Kept my percentages up, kept my performance up, and then made sure I was a team player also. So that felt good.
Even though that was a great rookie season, where do you think you can improve that? Because we always can improve. Just like you said, you constructive criticism guy. Where do you think you can improve?
Everything, man, everything. I'm one of those guys where I think nothing is too good. Nothing is too good. I think I can improve in every aspect of my game, but the most I think on the court is shot selection. Certain times, you gotta know time and score, certain things like that.
Right.
You can't be overly aggressive at this point. You gotta pick your spots this point, pass at this point. So I mean, my shot selection, and that's probably the main thing I would say I need to work on. But everything in all aspects.
And that's different for you to say, cause like you're a scorer. Like people that scores, they think like, you feel me, they can't miss.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to say like, yeah, my shot selection, you know, that's that pro mindset to where it's like, all right, I know what a good shot is and I know what a bad shot is.
Exactly.
And I know when I catch fire,
Yeah.
you just like you gotta get streaky.
Exactly, because believe it or not, it could be, I can say it's a minute left, we up 5. If I get it and I beat my man, even though I beat my man, I'm wide open and I pull up, that still don't mean it's a good shot.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you got a minute left in the game and y'all up 5. Take your time.
Yeah.
It's not a rush.
Right. Definitely not a rush.
Yeah.
And so like, we know you love basketball. Now you a pro. Like, what do you love about playing international basketball other than the money? Like, cause international basketball is different from playing in the NBA. Like, you on a different scale in a different country. You can be a celebrity kind of. So what's the, like, other than money, what do you love about being?
The experience, man. A kid from Chester, like, I remember, can I go back? Going to college, my senior, we had a senior tour. We took a tour to the Bahamas. And that was like, we had a tournament game and stuff like that. And the whole week, I'm like, Coach, I'm going to the Bahamas. Like, I never been out the country, like, never. And I'm telling my teammates, like, I'm going to the Bahamas. Like, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. They like, why you so hyped? I've never been out the country,
And,
man.
and it's a lot of people
Exactly,
like
like
that. So when you see that, you be like, I've been playing basketball for a long time.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot of people from Chester that never been to Cali.
Right.
You feel me? So just the experience, just seeing different cultures and how to, like, people speak, like, it's people our skin color and like that you would never know until they open their mouth. You'd be like, whoa.
Right.
Like, I ain't never know he spoke that.
Right.
So I would say the experience and just learning, like, just broadening my horizon.
Right.
So
As you should.
Yeah.
And as far as like you was like living in Albania, like outside the country, first time ever, like man, how was it food wise, man? Like, what was you eating? What was going on?
Oh man, I was on a strict diet, man. Literally, I was on a strict diet because personally, you know, I don't want to. Matter of fact, black food, we season our food real well, man. like we season our food very well, and like the food there is very fresh
And bland.
Fresh and bland. They farmers out there, like they fresh produce. So I felt like it was good for me because it was good for my body. I felt my body grow. I was never that tired. My knees stopped hurting, stuff like that. So I mean, it was good, but I was on a strict diet: grilled chicken, veggies, and rice.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
Okay. All right. So, like, tell me about a time, like you said, like it was hard. This whole process was hard. But tell me about a time where you didn't reach your goal, and how did you get through it, and what did you learn from it?
I can reflect back on college, my senior year. I remember going through the year. My coach was like, "Yeah, you this, like you top scorer, you top 5 scorers in the league." So I told my coach, I'm like, I want to be first team. I want to be first team, all conference. I want to be first team defense, and all that. And I remember we were going into the conference tournament before we left to go to Norfolk. The standings came out, and I was selected 3rd team all MEAC.
Like that.
At all. So my coach, but I didn't know. So we was in practice, and my coach was like, "Congratulations." And I'm like, I'm like, for what? He was like, "You made 3rd team all MEAC." I was like, 3rd team all MEAC?
That wasn't the goal.
I was like, "Congratulations, you congratulate." Like literally, like my coach seeing the disappointment on my face. I'm like, "Congratulations." When I say that whole practice, I didn't say one word to nobody. In the whole practice, like I was in kill mode. Just like my teammates had to take the anger from that.
Yeah.
And then that was an accomplishment I really wanted, because going through college, I didn't really play like that to really get on teams, like first team, second team, and all that.
So you thought your first real opportunity.
Exactly. So my first real opportunity, then I was really putting the work in. They put me on third team all MEAC.
Right.
So I felt disrespected at that point, but then that just boosted my motivation as well. That added fuel to the fire. So from that point on, that's when I turned on that Bazz move. So.
And what was the moment in your life you was the most confident? Like, and you was just like, all right, I'm here now. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
I want to say my senior year in college, actually. Just because all the stuff I overcame, just growing up and things like that. I was always a confident person, but I mean, at that point, I'm like, I'm here, like you can't tell. Well, you can tell me things, but at this point, on the court, you can't stop me. You can't do nothing with me. Right. So at that time.
Okay. So man, how did it feel being able to represent Chester in the Philly Pro-Am League? Like, you got a lot of buzz from it going on right now. Like Chester, Philly, you know how that thing goes. So for us to go up there and represent Chester, how does it feel?
I feel good, man. Chester is one of the cities that people, I wouldn't say people really put respect on. They respect Chester as in basketball wise and the certain things they should respect it as.
Right.
So I mean, going up there and they made a name, Exit 6. It feels good that we getting some publicity for it.
Yeah, so finally some real respect.
Yeah, some real respect, and then being a young guy from Chester playing with older cats that I grew up watching and then playing with and then learning from. It feels good because at the end of the day, I'm still learning. I may get some good feedback from it just off my play, but I still want to learn from it,
right,
and still grow.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. Definitely got to learn, because now you playing with a lot of other pros in there. Like, you playing against them, you playing with them, so you definitely can learn, because it's a lot of people that been there before you, so
exactly.
You can learn a lot from that joint.
And then not even from just people on my team. It's other pros I'm playing against that'll give me feedback after the game. So that's another way I can learn.
That's love, though. But that's how you know you gaining their respect. You feel me? You ain't asking for the feedback; they give it to you after the game. So right now, like the thing is up there, like, you a disrespectful young boy. Like, that's what they calling you right now. Like, some people saying you the best in the league, and there's pros out there. Yeah. But it's just like, I think it's just your time now. You waited your time. Now people just saying what you can bring to the table on your aggression and stuff you can do. But the one thing about it, just like you said, you can't let that go to your head, because you still gotta be learning out there. But I know you hear, like, us being from Chester and you known as the disrespectful young boy, you him right now. Like, you feel me? That's just like, that's a Chester thing. Like, you feel me? Especially hearing it from Philly cats and stuff like that. So, like, what do you think? Like, how you think that feels? But at the same time, you still gotta, I don't know, like, you finally getting your credit, but
my roses while I'm still here.
Yeah.
I don't really look at it as like a big thing for real, cause it's something I've been doing. Like I feel as though like I've been playing like this. It's just people actually getting to see it now.
Right.
So the disrespectful young boy name. Shout out to Guy Funny for saying that. That's a thing. When I step on the court, like everybody say when it comes to basketball, when you get in between those lines, it's no friends. So I have no respect for nobody. I just don't. It's a thing of I don't care.
Right.
I honestly don't.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you gonna have to guard me. I'm gonna have to guard you. We gonna see who's gonna be the bigger dog out there.
Right.
Everybody say goats, but I feel like I'm a young hyena.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm just not going out there just to be out there and say, oh, that's a young boy. No, I'm going out there to make a name for myself and just put my foot down. I'm 10 toes. I'm 10 toes on the court.
As you should.
Yes,
and
sir.
You work for that. So
exactly.
You feel me? You deserve that. So, like, I know being from Chester, everybody's situation is different. Everybody got a different situation. But your situation is, like, you ain't had no crazy hype coming into high school. You ain't had no crazy hype coming into college. What would you say for all the young kids that look up to you but chasing their dreams just like you did, and you already know, like, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be some bumps in the road. What would you tell them?
First thing I would say, man, I don't know what type of religion you are, but keep God first, man. Keep your faith in whatever higher power you praise. That's the first thing I did. God is the first person in my life that I give credit to, from talent, hard work, and anything. But as of, don't listen to people, just the negative thing. Let the negative build you up. Let that put the fire in your heart just to go get that. Don't let the people just say, nah, you can't do it. You can't do that, because first of all, that's things that they couldn't do. That's another thing. So I just feel as though the kids out there just need to get a positive feedback from somebody that they look up to, and just take that and run with it. Just be you, and just take your grind and be you. Exactly.
That's real, man. And this is episode 12 of The Concrete. We got Bazz. Appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning into The Concrete. Make sure y'all keep tuning in, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank y'all.